Do you want to finally get a sweet pet and stack up on some dragon pickaxes? Chaos Elemental is the boss for you. Disclaimer: the Chaos Elemental is located in the wilderness. Only bring 3 valuable items. Put your player attack options on hidden so you don't get skull tricked, and click here to see what gear you are risking before you head out. Chaos Elemental roams around in quite a large area. You can expect to find him around here. To get there we have 3 options. The best one is to use the obelisk teleportation system. Use the obelisk in your POH and teleport to level 50 wilderness. Choosing your destination will require completion of the wilderness hard diary. The second best method is to use an Anacarl teleport tablet. This will teleport you to the demonic ruins. From there just run northwest to cross the gate and continue northeast. If you don't have either of those methods unlocked, you can get there by teleporting to the deserted keep by pulling the lever in Edgeville. Cut the web with the knife and run eastwards. There are 2 main methods of killing the Chaos Elemental: melee and range. If you want to be safer and you don't want to mess around with the Chaos Elemental's special attacks, choose melee. If you want quicker kills, choose ranged. I'll start off by going over his attacks, because this is useful information for both the melee and ranged method. For his basic attack, he will shoot out a blue, green, red, multicolored ball. This can deal magic, ranged or melee damage. There's no way of telling, but it is most likely to be a magic hit, so if you're getting hit, pray protect from magic. He also uses 2 special attacks. For his first special attack, he will shoot out 2 red orbs. This will teleport you to a different location nearby. He can combo these one after another, making it sometimes almost impossible to get any damage in, and is generally fucking frustrating. For his second special attack, he will shoot out 2 green orbs. This will unequip your weapon and 3 other gear pieces. To combat this, we will be using summer pies or curries as food. After eating these, they will leave behind a pie dish or a bowl. If you don't have any free inventory spots for your gear, his disarm attack will do absolutely nothing. I also recommend turning off the automatic vial smash option at the barbarian outpost, so you don't get a free inventory spot after finishing a potion, but you're left behind with a vial. Now let's go over the gear and fight overview. I'll start off by showing the ranged method, but I will be placing chapters on the timeline so you can skip ahead to the melee section if you want. The stats I recommend for the ranged method is 80 plus ranged to get some good DPS, and 44 plus prayer for protect from magic and eagle eye. 74 plus prayer is of course ideal, so you can use rigor. I highly recommend using the crossbow. It is slightly risky however, because you always lose all of your ether on death, but it's so damn good DPS. To charge it, you need to put at least 1000 ether in it. For every extra ether you add, you can hit once with the weapon. So that's like at least 200k risk. If you don't want to risk that much, you can use a blowpipe instead. The other 2 valuable items I decide to bring are the Ava's Assembler and the Necklace of Anguish. The rest is just some generic ranged gear, some black dragon hide and snakeskin pieces. Just pick your best ranged outfit, but limit yourself to 3 expensive items in case you get smited. For supplies I bring a Bastion potion, replaceable with a ranged potion, 3 prayer potions and the rest summer pies. I also bring my looting bag to store the goodies, and the Royal Seed Pod as my teleport out method. The Royal Seed Pod can teleport you away from up to level 30 wilderness. If you don't have the Royal Seed Pod, use an Amulet of Glory instead, because it has the same properties. To kill the Chaos Elemental with ranged, there's nothing fancy going on. Drink your Bastion potion and attack him. If you want, you can turn on auto retaliate, so that after he teleports you away, you sometimes don't have to go looking for him, as you will automatically retaliate. However, this could be dangerous if there's PKers around, making you mess up your getaway movements. I like to use it, but you don't have to. Next, let's have a look at the melee method. The stats I recommend for the melee method are 80 plus attack and strength to get some good DPS, and 70 prayer to use piety. For the melee method, we will be using a safe spot, so defensive armor is not necessary. Bring the Vigora's chain mace. This works the same way as the crossbow. So you need to put 1000 ether in it to get started, and every 1 ether you add above that, you get 1 hit with the weapon. This makes you risk at least 200k, but I don't feel like there's a decent alternative weapon. For my other 2 valuable items, I bring the Amulet of Torture and a Dragon Defender. For the rest, I just bring some cheap gear, some climbing boots, proselyte armor, rune gloves, a helm of Neatis Knot, and a blessing, and a mythical cape. Alternatively, if you don't have the Vigora's chain mace, you could use the full Varrock set. This slows skills down drastically in my experience, but may be useful for you Iron Men out there. In my Varrock setup, I also make sure to swap out the Torture for a strength amulet, so those pesky PKers don't run away with too much loot when they kill you. In my inventory, I bring a super combat potion, 4 prayer potions, the looting bag, and the royal seed pod. If you don't have the royal seed pod, replace this with the glory. I fill the rest of my inventory with summer pies. For melee, you of course can also just hit the boss straight up, but you can also flinch him, which is definitely my preferred method to get kills. This way you are never getting hit, so you don't need to use food actually. And because you are not getting hit, you can log out whenever you see a PKer pop out. To get this set up, just make sure the Chaos Elemental aggroes you and lure him towards this tree. Stand on the opposite side of the tree to not take damage. Here you can flinch him, pot up and pray piety. If you're not familiar with flinching, there will be an example on screen of how to do it. You hit the Chaos Elemental and run back to the safe spot behind the tree. Once his health bar goes away, you can hit him again and run back to the safe spot. Keep repeating this until he's dead. If you're hunting for the pet and this boss is a little bit too difficult for you, I will be linking my Chaos Fanatic guide on screen now. The Chaos Fanatic also drops the pet Chaos Elemental, albeit at a lower drop rate of 1 in 1000, but it's way easier to kill. I hope you enjoyed my guide. Thanks so much for watching. See ya!